We're going to talk a little bit about the air sealing details in this home. We're on the top floor of a single floor with a basement. So above us is unconditioned space. It's a vented attic with blown insulation. Part of their air sealing has been taking care of this gap in the drywall. This is something you normally wouldn't see in a home under construction because they drywall right over this. Because they hung their lids separately, we're actually able to go through and foam these. They also made sure that they sealed up any holes penetrating through these top plates into unconditioned space. These are known leakage areas that can cause frozen pipes, just uncomfortable rooms. Sometimes they can be tied into an HVAC system and can kind of hurt your efficiency a little bit. But you can see they did a good job. They even sealed off ones that they had drilled, on accident, which happens. So it's good to see those details. Also part of this home, because it's an Indoor Air Plus home, which is part of the Zero Energy Ready program, they have to hard pipe all their duct work, and they also have to cover it during construction to protect the system from debris, and it just adds to a healthier home so you don't have wood dust, drywall dust kind of getting in that system. These are special can light. Can lights can be a source of a lot of air leakage in most homes, especially older homes. It's one of the kind of the number one things I find when I do this kind of work in an older existing home. So I wanted to point out that this is actually a specially built one. It comes with gasketing, and it's a sealed box so that you don't lose a lot of air through this. And this one has what's called an airlock sticker, which lets me know that it meets these requirements. This is blown fiberglass. It is actually one of my personal favorites. The blown fiberglass is, they net it and then they blow this cavity full, and as long as the cavity is properly filled, we don't have any issues with settling anymore. And I often can see that with my thermal camera, and I'm invited back to homes to make sure. And so this is what I'm doing, is checking to make sure that this is blown in properly. In order to properly do that, you really need to weigh out a section, and you need to get your insulator to do that. So what I'm checking for right now is that it's not overblown or underblown. Underblown is a bit of an issue because you'll lose some of the potential R value. Overblown is actually more of an issue. It can mess with your drywall, pop screws, but also it decreases the R value of the wall because it's a little bit more about the air that it's holding. But I really like this material. It dries out really well too. I found that if it gets any kind of moisture or if there's any kind of damage, water damage to it, it will actually dry out really well. Blown cellulose tends to stay kind of wet. It's a good material, maybe a little bit more sustainable and has a higher R value, but that potential for it to hold water tends to make me lean towards blown fiberglass.